Hello and welcome to Caching Waves. This is the next video in my series where I'm looking for low cap altcoins with very high return potentials, looking for specifically 1-2 setups or nested 1-2s. Now I'm using the exchange MEXC for a specific reason. They have a very wide selection of altcoins and they have a lot of futures available with leverage options. So that's why I'm choosing to use MEXC. Now I don't trust exchanges whatsoever. So if you decide to use it, please use my referral link in the description. But I do suggest keeping very little amounts on there, which you're okay with losing if for whatever reason the exchange takes off. So I do not promote them. I'm just using them as the leverage option for the exchange. Now this is the coin I found. It's RSS3. It's ranked 393 on CoinGecko. And I was looking for the chart with the most history on it, and I found that on Huobi, however you pronounce that. So this is the history I found for RSS3. It's a really nice chart for potential upside where we get all-time highs, and I'll show you that here based on my Elliott Wave count. This is my primary count on this one. This is on log scale. On linear, you can see it's pretty tough to figure out what's going on. That's why we always check log scale to see how the geometry is working, the shapes we get, the trend line breaks we have. So first of all, from this high, we had a sell-off. I have that as an ABC with a potential ending diagonal. You can see that we then broke this trend line of the diagonal and found support right on the trend line, which is a really good sign. You can also see slightly, hard to see here, but slight volume increase here at the bottom. But another one to add to my viewpoint that we could take off here is if you look at the RSI here, we're making higher highs while making lower lows in this area. So picking up speed here on the RSI, so everything looks good there for a potential bottom formed. Now this area is pretty tough to count. Go down to the 4 hour. As you can see, volume picking up there and potentially our third of the third. This is pretty tough to count. I'm not going to try to do anything too in depth on this, but one way I see this counted is as a 1-2 and had a 1-2 with a flat. Then we had our third wave up here, fourth without overlap with that wave 1, and then our blow off fifth top. And then we got a expanded flat here for our second wave, which is a pretty bullish correction if this is the expanded flat, like so. Off that we came right between the 50 and the 618. You can ignore that buy level. That was a third of my buy here, or sorry, half of my buy at the 50, half of my buy at the 60, so I knew my average price just for entry purposes. But looking where we're at now, if this low is defended, then we can be starting our new wave to the upside. Going back to the daily, my larger term counts here is to make a push for all-time highs at 75 cents above, with our next target being at 40 cents, correcting for our wave 4, then going up to 75 cents for our fifth. If it happens, it should happen relatively quickly. Within the first quarter of the year, we should get up to that 40-cent mark. So I just wanted to show you that. And going down at the 4 hour, this is all just potential if we are in a super bullish market. So there's my initial larger term wave 2 low. Looks like we have 5 waves up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we have a potential, again, just potential, expanded flat here where we sell off really quick and then recover. And I'm making these assumptions for the fact that I want to get a really nice scalped entry here. if I was a longer term trader, I would have my stops down at this previous low here, and if we broke that level, I'd look to rebuy in this area with my stops all the way down here at the low. I'm choosing to scalp on the small time frame down at the 15-minute, and if those levels break, if this level breaks first, then this level, then I'll look for that position size in the future on the larger time frames. But have this as a potential second 1, 2 with that expanded flat and recovery. So my entry, my stop's going to be right here at 12.88 cents on according to Huobi, and this is our third potential 1, 2 complete, or our C wave to complete before we take off to the upside. So zooming out, what does that look like for us? We have our 1, 2, 1, 2, potential 1, 2. So 3 nested 1, 2s if you use that stop at 12.88. If this fails, we would expect to be getting a larger correction here to the downside, in which case my entry would be something like this if I get stopped out. I'm making this entry just to get as large of a position size as I possibly can. All right, so let's go check out on MEXC. So I took this entry already, as you can see. For purposes of these videos, I'm not comfortable giving my my full account size or anything like that. So for purposes of these videos, I've decided to open up just a 10K trading account, which I'm fully okay with sharing in all the videos, show the trade setups I'm in, etc. So all these position sizes on MEXC will be based on a 10K account. This is my trade journal I set up. Initial account size is 10,000. My risk per trade is 1% or $100. And as the trades profit or lose money, for example, say we make 500, you can see our risk changes. So now we can risk 105, 1%, and so does our position size automatically in here. So this is a calculator I put in. My average entry was 14.55 cents. There we go, my average entry 14.55 cents. My stop is at 13.49 because if I go to the chart on MEXC, you can see that stop is at 14.49 cents. A little bit different than on Huobi. So this is the entry I'm looking for this to be a third 1, 2. So my stop's at 13.49 cents. My target is there at 75 cents. You can see this small entry is a 57 to 1 risk reward, or 5,700 potential profit with this $100 risk. Now, I don't expect to win these often, these sort of trade setups, but I do have a plan B, which is important there, of those further out entries I showed you. I might do live streams on this, just leaving it running so you know if I'm in it or not. I haven't decided yet, but I will update this. Every video I update on RSS3. So going back to trading view on our Huobi, that's my entry, 14.55 cents, stop at 13.48, one tick below that low. Just trying to find it here. As you can see, stops at 13.48. That would be minus $100.58, as you can see. And if we hit profit at 75 cents, that's 5,682 profit. Now, no guarantee that pans out, obviously, but this is the trade entry I'm currently looking at. Going back to trading view, if this fails and that level doesn't hold, which on Huobi is there at 12.88. If this fails, I would expect this is still a larger correction. Perhaps we get an ending diagonal here. And then I would look for an entry at that second one too, rather than the third one. Stop at that previous low. And if that one fails, I'd go out to the larger 4-hour time frame and take another entry down in this area, stop at this low. So that's everything I'm doing on RSS3, excuse me. But you can see the potential there. Looks really nice. Again, we have the divergence on the RSI. On the daily, we're right at the 40, which is where we'd expect support here to take off. Broke that trend line, found support. And if we do get above that all-time high, then we have potential price discovery, which targets can go pretty insane, like you've seen in other coins. So that's it for this one, guys. Going back to the setup. There's our current entry, 9,400 RSS3. Average entry 14.55. Target 75 cents. And stop loss is at 13.48. You can see on the chart right here. And I will let this one run pretty much till the end unless something significant changes. All right, guys, that's it for RSS3. If you haven't signed up for MEXC, please use my referral code down below. Appreciate that. And remember to protect your account. I use leverage just so I can keep a very small portion of my account on exchanges. I don't trust them. This isn't an endorsement. This is what I'm using, so it's easiest to use this if you follow my videos for my setups. All right, guys, thanks for watching.